All right, everyone, Babylon here. Welcome to episode 4. This episode, I forgot to start recording when I first started, and I wound up making, I think it's the advanced bench, uh, salting station, textile bench, basic fishing station, I think. And then before I realized I forgot to push record, so sorry about that. But here's a look at all the stuff that the character knows as far as blueprints wise. As you can see, he has quite a bit of it already unlocked. Uh, I think the only stuff that's not unlocked is the DLC stuff, and I think most of that stuff has to be unlocked through missions or in the DLC itself. But we'll get to that anyway. But before I started this, I had like 121 points to spend. Uh, to actually play the game, you don't have to know all these things. I just unlocked him with this character so he can try different things, and build different things, and do different stuff altogether. But some of it you have to have, like the bone crushing, epoxy, steel loom, that kind of stuff you need to have in order to progress with the next benches and stuff like that. Especially if you're going to build with concrete, you need the steel screws and steel rebar. But yeah, he's got quite a bit of stuff unlocked, and there's stuff I'm going to be working with and all this stuff. But I after this video, I lost track of time. It must have been 3.5 hours, 3.5 hours worth of farming and stuff going on. Fast forward through most of it, it still came out to an hour 16. So I think what I'm going to do, I didn't want to do it, but I think we're going to have to do it. I think I'm just going to have to build a section off the side of the building here, fill it with storage boxes, and what I'll probably do is I'll do my farming offline, store it all, and but not make anything until I get start recording. And then when I start recording, we can just get everything start making and stuff. And then we can just focus on missions and stuff. I do know I need to get, I think it's 3, maybe 4 more wolves for a couple of those missions to help out with, and some of those missions are going to be quite lengthy. On top of that, especially the one where you have to find all that produce and stuff, and then turn around and have to cook. I think that's like 300 cooked raw meat or something like that in 2 different areas of the map. So that's going to take quite a bit of time. So I don't think that's going to work if I'm showing you all the farming and everything at the same time. So I'm going to let this one go ahead and go out, but I think I'm going to have to change up the way I'm doing the stuff. But at the end of the day, it's just how it's going to be, I guess. Uh, I hate the idea of not showing y'all what I'm doing. There's haters out there who's going to hate you, for accuse you of doing stuff like that or think that you're not playing the game straight up. But at the end of the day, I play it. This game here, I don't think there is a way to do. So thankful for that. So we'll just do it that way from now on. And this, like I said, you're going to see a lot of farming. And boy, was after realizing I didn't press record. After that, I was making mistakes left and right, forgetting to repair pickaxes and stuff like that. It's just kind of crazy. So I hope you enjoy. And here in a minute, I'll show you my talents. And there you go. All my talent points. Now you can uh, read. I forget how they pronounce that as far as getting your talent points rearranged. You can pay Ren to get that done in the workshop. I thought about doing that with this character since most of this stuff anyway. Uh, he needs to do that, but that takes, I think it's a total of 15,000 Ren. But there is a quest though where you can unlock a merchant, farming merchant, and sell stuff for Ren for them. And I think that's what we're going to wind up doing with this character is rearranging his talent points. Uh, and more on combat and stuff like that. This character here was mainly focused on farming and gathering and stuff like that. You'll see here in a minute when we go start looking at all the other specs. This one here is all about survival, and it works out great that way in the beginning. And but one thing's for certain, I want that automatic wood straight to your inventory. I mean, at the end of the day, I hate that the picking up each board each time. So as you can see there, I mean, there's hardly just 2 deals there. I think there's maybe one in the next one and maybe 2 in the other one. But And then you have your solo points. Yeah, there's only two in this one here too. But you can arrange these things any way you want. The only sad part is you don't have enough to actually unlock everything. That's the only downside. Uh, some of that stuff, to me, it doesn't make no sense, dude. Like with your pickaxes and stuff, your wear and tear on pickaxes, they're easy to repair. You can make as many as you want, all that. So to me, there was no need for all that. But these here are my weapons and stuff like that that focused on weapons wise, and mainly for the rifle, not the shotgun, which I need to recalculate because I'm going to be using the shotgun in this one since I'm going to be doing the great hunts at the end, and hopefully I can get everything redone and calibrated good enough for him to be on the great hunt. But I have never done the great hunt, so that's going to be new for me. So, uh, and most of these missions that we're going to be wind up doing, I've never done, but we're going to give that a shot anyway. Like in your solos here, there's one in there that gives you plus 15% experience gain. This guy really doesn't need that anymore. His levels are high enough. So if I can reaccumulate those skill points and rearrange them out, I'll arrange them around something different, like extra regen or something. And sometimes it just anything other than that, it just doesn't make no sense to have that anymore. Especially how easy it is for him to get XP anyway. But reaccumulate is the word I'm looking for. Yeah, that's what it is. But yeah, and these are all the stuff that I haven't got all that stuff completed. Most of that is because I didn't do all the quests and stuff. But I'm still working on them. But hopefully by the time I'm done with this guy, he'll have all that unlocked. As you can see here, that I did all the scanning missions I have not done. Only done one scanning mission. But I get so sidetracked when I farm. So hopefully I can get all this stuff unlocked. And that's something I also forgot to do. I forgot to make my. I usually carry 3 lanterns on me, and because if y'all notice, I like to keep light on me. And there's a couple times I didn't have the light to do something. But yeah, here I'm just looking at stuff. I'm gonna build a fireplace and get rid of that campfire. I hate the fact that campfire sits in the floor in the middle of something, but that it. I ran into an issue because I couldn't remember how to set the fireplace. I hadn't used it in so long. I always used stoves and stuff like that, but I'll wind up figuring it out later on. But y'all all see that here in a few minutes. Yeah, it took me a little bit to figure out how to get that set back right, but yeah, it just blew my mind that I couldn't remember how to set something so simple. And you'll see here in a minute how easy it was to set once you figure it out. But that foundation is not an actual floor, so you have to have a floor piece over the top of it. And that's the reason why it was set up at top, on top up here after I moved everything out of the way. And but it because it's just a regular floor, it's not an actual foundation piece. There, I was starting to get a little frustrated with. I, yeah, and after you figure after forgetting to press record and getting to this point where you couldn't start getting frustrated about setting the fireplace, you figured to just push pause and called it a day. But being hard headed, I just went ahead and kept on going through it anyway. But we get it figured out though. As you can see here, it'll set up there but not downstairs. And that's when I realized the wall doesn't need to be there or something here in a second. When I keep trying it, but it wouldn't set, and it dawned on me what was going on. And this right here is where it dawned on me to get the floor piece. Now, move that bed because you have to be so close to the campfire or fireplace for your comfort before you can sleep. You just can't lay down anywhere and sleep without you have to have a campfire going. And there's a Shelton station. We're going to be moving some stuff around here a little bit, get rid of some of these old workbenches that we replaced with the new ones. And that's a little trick there, right there with the satchels. You can make those satchels and you can put stuff in them, but you can, as long as you get full, you can be over encumbered. But if you sort, it arranges them and it takes the weight off. It's kind of cheating, but at the same time, I mean, you're going to be doing a lot of grinding, and you need all the help you can get. And that's what I'm fixing to make here, and I'll store them on the George out there. Here in a few seconds, we're just gonna head out and start farming. Uh, then you're gonna find out I forgot to repair my pickaxe. It didn't last that long. Nope, I lied to you. This is where we actually went and got all the fiber to make rope. Because we're gonna need quite a bit of it before the long run's over with. I don't even know why I ate that berry there. Really, I don't. here you'll see how just crazy Icarus can get, so if you're not too careful. All you see was that one wolf there, and I decided to go over and attack it with the horse, and look what happens afterwards. It'll catch you off guard if you're not careful. It was unexpected. And all hell's about to break loose here. There comes two more. I was not expecting that many to show up. And it's still not over yet, if I ain't mistaken. There's going to be, I think, one more coming after this while I was trying to transfer everything over into those saddlebags. One thing about it, will give me plenty of bones. And we go back to going ahead back to carbon there. this time I decided to take my wolves with me so they can get some XP built up for fighting and stuff. But this is where I actually left and forgot to repair my pickaxe. Kind of wasted a trip. I think this right here is the part that kind of made me think that my friends are right. Maybe I just need to do the farming offline because this took up quite a bit of the recording time. But I mean, I can cut it out, but then I'm afraid I might do like my practice video where I try to split a video and cut something out of the video. I wind up losing the whole video. Until I can figure it out with practice videos, I don't really want to cut anything out. So it's kind of stuck in the hard spot, you know. But I'll get it figured out and how we can do all that stuff. But in the meantime, it's just the way uh, I'm going to start doing it after this video here. But some of the sceneries in this game is freaking awesome. You know, I mean, you can see some beautiful stuff in it. As you can tell, when we clear this cave out, I mean it's pretty easy to kill those uh, cave worms. But if you hit them just right, but in the beginning with just a regular bow and stone arrows, you got to hit them maybe more than probably 2 or 3 times in order to kill them. But here's where I found out my pickaxe was broke. Breaks on me. I had to go all the way back to fix it. But it was at this point I really started thinking maybe I shouldn't be playing today after that pickaxe deal. But things after this started running a little bit smoother. But Still has a few issues, but it all worked out, I think. In fact, mistaken here, this is where I also forgot to empty his inventory. Uh, Went back, I think I made a steel pickaxe, I think. Wanted to make a steel pickaxe so that we could start getting titanium and platinum. But yeah, I told y'all wrong about that the other day. It is titanium and platinum. You need a steel pickaxe or better, not an iron one. Iron you can get your gold, but not your pickaxe, not your platinums in titanium. No, I did empty his inventory out. That's right. It was earlier I didn't do that. here at this point, we're looking at making the, I believe it's the advanced mixer and the uh, advanced masonry, and then turn around, or just the mixer. It's not the advanced mixer, and then we made the concrete furnace, which allows us to smelt platinum and titanium. Now here's where I'm looking for cement. That's when I realized I needed to make the mixer, not the advanced masonry bench. So it kind of got myself in a pickle there. I think I had to go out and get some more resources in order to make it. But other than that, we got it all straightened out. But good thing is I can get rid of the other benches now, so you don't really need to keep the lower level benches when you upgrade. So it was something we were going to do anyway. Put it that way. Now we'll start getting our cement made. But yeah, it's a grinding game. That's for dang sure. Now here's where we're going to need to have to get some animal feed going. You get when you get used to having only one, you don't worry about the food. But you start getting multiples, they'll start running through that food fast. So we're going to have to go out and make some sage and put it in the feed trough for them. And the sickle that would increase your yield on fiber and stuff like that, which takes you need in order to make the sage. So it's better off that you use the sit side that's just picking it. You know, you want to get as much as you can as quick as you can. And now we're going to get ready to start making our farm plots, getting the dirt ready for it. Then I'll have to go out and get some more sulfur because I used up all the sulfur. But it is what it is, man. I mean, that's the only bad part about getting farming and trying to get everything made. I think that's why we need to do it. What we were talking about earlier, just build a building on the side with a bunch of storage. Let me do all my farming, get it all back at the base, and then we can start making what we need to make and go on. That way, you're not forced to sit here and go through all of what you're seeing now. You know, we can be focusing more on the missions and upgrading our benches and stuff instead of running it all over the map. And there's our concrete furnace, which allows us to do the platinum and the titanium. And what's the other one? Composite and compound. No, I think the compound you have to have the electric furnace. But this gives us an opportunity to get into the higher benches and stuff like that, where we can get into electric power. I would run the biofuel stuff. I just don't like running the biofuel. It's a pain in the butt to gather and stuff, and get enough fuel to constantly keep them fed, and constantly moving. I like to be able to put the power on it and just walk away from it and leave it, and then come back later and empty it out. But that's just the way I like to do it. If I ain't mistaken, this is where I go back to get the platinum and the titanium. Yeah. And here's a cave that we completely wiped out. All right, everyone. I think this is getting close to the end of it here. I think what, like I said, what we'll do is like we'll just build that extra deal off. I'll do the farming offline. That way we can focus more on the game of doing the missions and stuff. And but I'll let y'all see all the stuff I farm before we start making things and upgrading and stuff. And hopefully I'll remember to push record. For crying out loud, that just drove me nuts. Can't believe I forgot to do that. But I hope y'all have a good one, and peace out, man.